Alright, hey, Litespeed here, and today we're conducting an experiment, alright? I'm trying to see if I can fast charge this battery, alright? So I've got two 72 volt chargers, alright? And I can change the current on both of them, alright? So we're gonna see how fast we can charge this battery using my portable generator, alright? Now you could do this at your, with like a household outlet, but you're gonna have to find like two different circuits, all right? You're gonna have to find like two different circuit breakers anyway. So really what limits the amount of current that you can dump into the battery is how much current you can get out of an outlet, okay? Most American, all right, household outlets are like 15 amps, okay? There's some 20 amp out there that you can probably plug into also, all right? Depends on, you know, where you're plugging into, all right? But most household outlets can handle up to 15 amps of current, all right? And the charger that's what's limiting the charger, all right? I'm sure they could make you can get a super powerful charger, but you couldn't charge faster than what your breaker can allow, because one, it's gonna trip, all right? Two, and if it doesn't trip, you could start a fire, all right? So that's the reason we have breakers, is so you don't overload the wiring, all right? Because when you do that, it gets really hot and stuff melts, and then it'll catch on fire, and you don't want that, all right? But anyway, we're going to plug it straight into the generator. This is a portable gas generator that can do 1600 watts continuous and 2000 watts burst, all right? So we're going to see how many amps we can pump into the battery. I've got my Litespeed, which one is this one? This is the 18650 pack, all right? The smaller one. It has about 30, it's 72 volts, 30 amp hours, right? And it's at like about 30% charge right now. It's pretty low state of charge, so I just want to see how much current we can pump in there. I have the BMS app on my phone. We'll take a look at that before and during the charging. And so how is Litespeed going to do this? All right, I've always wanted to try this, and because I've got two chargers now, I can do it, all right? What we're going to do is we're going to plug both chargers into the generator, right, directly into the generator, and see how much of that 1600 watts that we can, how much current that 1600 watts we can pump into here before this overloads, okay? This has an overload protection, kind of like a breaker. If you push it too hard, all right, push too much current through it, it's gonna or watts. If you push too much power through it, it's gonna shut off. All right. So, and there's a little warning indicator. It'll start blinking. All right, and then it'll start blinking a lot when it's getting close to being overloaded. So when we get to the point that it starts blinking, when it starts overloading, then we'll know that's as much as we can pump into this battery. All right. So I've got two chargers here. I've got a Litespeed variable current charger, all right? This can charge up to 12 amps, this guy. And I've got RIIEYOCA charger, all right? RIIEYOCA battery charger. This can charge up to 10 amps, all right? So we can put a maximum 22 amps in the battery, all right? At one time, all right? Is that safe for the battery? Yeah, it's totally fine, all right? Especially since the battery's just been sitting around and it's cold right now, all right? It should be fine, all right? You can charge, this is a 30 amp hour battery. That means you could charge it safely at 1C, all right? That's 30 amps, all right? So it would take like an hour to fully charge this battery if you fully discharge it, all right? It's not fully discharged, but it's pretty close to fully discharged. But I just want to see what kind of current we can pump into it. Why does Litespeed want to do that? Well, for experimental purposes, to see if I can do it, and two, if I need to charge a battery really fast, and I have two chargers with me, I can do it, you know, like if I'm at a racetrack and I just need to charge it really fast. But however, yes, it does create more heat, all right? The more current you pump into the battery, the hotter it's going to get, all right? If you're constantly discharging and charging the battery, it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and then the BMS will say, no more, I'm not going to accept any more charging. And then you're going to have to wait for it to cool down, and it takes a long time for a battery to cool down, right? So anyway, that's kind of besides the point. We just want to see how much we can fast charge this battery with these two chargers, all right? Like I said, you could use a household outlet, but you have to find 2 different circuits. Or another thing Hades Vega wants to try, or I might try this, but I have to buy an adapter for this. I have a 1430 outlet, a 240 volt 1430 outlet in the garage. Hades Vega, this is a future experiment, all right? I want to get an adapter, all right? Plug it into the 1430 outlet, all right? And then the adapter will split into two 515 outlets, okay? And so one will be, but it'll be like, it can handle, one will be 120 amps, and the other will be 120 amps, all right? That's 240 volts, but you could use one at the same time, all right? You can plug a 120 volt appliance into the 240 volt outlet if it's split, all right? So, and then the phases are split too. So, one of the outlets will be, one will be connected to the red and one will be connected to the black, all right? If you guys know anything about AC stuff. And then so you could plug 2 chargers into that one outlet, a 240 volt outlet, and then charge a battery with that too, all right? That's one way you can do that. But we're not going to do that today. We're going to use the generator, all right? So let's go fire this bad boy up. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, how we're gonna do this? Well, you need a special connector, right? You need a parallel connector, right? This one is a, I guess this is the male, all right? I don't know. Sometimes they call it the female because the pins are female, but I go by the connector, all right? So this is a two male to 1 female, all right? Because female because this goes into this, all right? Hear me? All right, so this will plug into the battery. These will plug into the chargers, all right? It's in parallel, so it shouldn't short anything out, right? That's why this is an experiment, right? Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna go fire up this generator first. Fuel on, choke on, smart throttle off. Oh yeah, okay. Before we start the generator, because it'll be loud, all right, we're going to look on my phone here, all right, on my Sauron apps. I've got Xiaosheng, all right, that's my BMS app. Okay, it's gonna connect. There we go. Okay, it's connected. Temp is at 1C, current is at 0. Okay. Is this the, which app is this? Okay, this is the good app. This is the one I can change stuff. It doesn't really matter. So what's this? Okay, so this will tell us how much current is coming into the battery, all right? And then it doesn't tell you how much charge is in the battery though. Will it tell you the voltage? Yes, it'll tell you the voltage. Oh yeah, I'll tell you the voltage and the current right here. We'll use this screen, okay? It's a lot smaller though. So right now we got 67.57 volts. That's, I think you're at 50%. You're at 72 volts. So we're like at 30% charge right now. Okay, guys. So the 2 numbers we want to look at is the voltage and the current. All right. The voltage tells us how much the state of charge is, and then the current at 84 volts it's fully charged. All right, guys. And then so right now it's 0. There's nothing coming in or coming out. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna fire up this generator. I hope it's got gas. Might be out of gas. Okay, we'll let it warm up for a few minutes, but let's see here. I'm gonna plug in the chargers. Okay. So I'm gonna plug the Qi battery charger right down here. Okay, I'm gonna plug the Litespeed charger on the second outlet. This only has 2 outlets, all right, and we're connecting it directly to there, so it's however much we can pull out of those outlets, all right. I'm gonna pull this back a little bit. Okay, let me lower it. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna plug. I got my battery here, all right, guys. My battery. I'm going to take the cover off. We're going to plug the adapter in. Alright, so so now that allows us to plug 2 devices in. Alright, and then we're going to plug, I'm going to turn on the Qi charger, alright? So I'm going to set it to 10 amps right off the bat, alright? So Hayes Mega's plan is to, since you can't fine tune this one is like it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, we're going to charge with the max power on the Qi battery charger, and then what we're going to do is slowly ramp up the current until the generator overloads and see how much we can pump into this battery, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna turn it on. Okay. I've got it set to 80% charge, that's fine. I'm not planning to charge it all the way. Alright, so it says we got 84 volts here. Oh yeah, we can use this as a voltmeter too, alright? One will be a voltmeter and one will be a current meter. Alright, right now it's set to 10 amps. We're gonna plug that one in first. I know, right? Okay, this is the Qi charger. We're going to plug this in. Okay, you can hear the generator ramp up. Okay, it's charging at 10 amps right now. Alright. Okay, 10 amps, 9.9. Alright, just as advertised, pretty much. Cool deal. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, I know this might blow something up. I don't know what's gonna happen. All right, guys. This is. I'm gonna plug the second charger in. All right. We're going to. I'm gonna turn this one on. All right. All right, it's on and it's at full power, but I'm gonna turn it down all the way. Okay. And then we're gonna plug it in. Okay, I got this one charging at 1 amp. So you can see it is 1 amp. It's working, guys, it's working. 10.9, remember it was 9.9 amps first, right? Yeah, all right. So you can see this is charging at 1 amp. It says 1 amp there. Okay, so what we want to do, so now we know it works, it's not gonna blow up or anything, right? And we're putting more power in than like one charger can put out, all right? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start increasing the current, all right? So let me put the battery back here a little bit. What we want to do is there's an overload light right here. When that starts to overload, then we're not gonna pump any more current in. All right, so here we go. That's 2 amps. All right, see now we're pumping in 12 amps into the battery. No overload light yet. That's 3 amps. Okay, that's kind of weird. The kilometers per hour light is going up. Oh, I don't know why. All right, that's 3 amps. So we're putting in 12.6 amps in right now. All right, that's 13 amps. We're doing more than this can do alone. All right, remember this can do 12 amps. We're gonna keep on going up. All right, 5 amps. Oh, it's overloading. It's overloading. 14 amps. Yeah, so there it is. That's the max, guys. Should we push it until it overloads? All right, let's try 6 amps. Okay, it's starting to blink now. All right, look. Well, we're putting 15 amps in it, but it says it's starting to overload. All right, that thing is at max capacity already. Okay, so it looks like 15 amps is the most we can do. It's not that impressive. With these 2 chargers put together, I could probably pump in freaking 22 amps. I can pump in 22 amps, but I need a more powerful generator. This generator can't handle that. Okay, so okay, but yeah, you can see it's overloading already. All right, and if we keep on pushing it, it's gonna die. All right, but it's still doing it. So we're pushing 15 amps into the battery right now. So I've got 6 amps coming in through here, and I've got 10 amps coming in through here. So yeah, so that's about 50. I don't know what happened to that extra amp, but it disappeared. Okay. Okay, let's check our voltage. Oh yeah, the voltage is right here, 72.4. look at how far, look at how fast that jumped up from like 64. It was like what, 64, 66 volts. Now it's 72 volts. Yeah, it's charging fast. Okay. What is 15 amps? 15 times 120. That's 1800. That's actually 1800 watts. yeah, we definitely overloaded the generator, guys. So yeah. So I mean, yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. If I had done the math, I would have probably found that out. All right, but yeah. So we've already overloaded the generator. Why? Because this is a 1600 watt generator. But hey, it's doing 1800 watts just fine right now. I don't. It's not like stuttering or anything, right? And then there's 2000 watts. This is 2000 watts. This can handle 2000 watts surge, okay? So that means it can handle it for short periods of time, all right? So if we wanted to put more power into it, we could, all right? Let's go back to the app. All right, let's go look at the battery state. All right, yeah, it's at 72 volts already. Wow, it's charging fast. Okay, 72 volts. 72 volts, 15 amps. Okay. Should we push it? We can push it a little more. We can push it to 2000. Let's see. It's not recommended to keep running it like this, all right? So let's try 7. Okay, now it's starting to blink even faster. But we've got 16 amps coming in now. 16. We're pushing we're pushing the generator to its max. All right, let's try 8 amps. Oh, it's still going. Oh no, it died. All right, so there's the limit. Was it 8 amps? All right, let's shut them off. Okay, well that's the end of the experiment. The generator overloaded. We could restart the generator, but so that's the end of the experiment right there. So this was 8 amps. Oh yeah, now there's 0. So now you can see there's 0 volts coming in. All right, you know what? I didn't check it before, but it was this was doing 10, and this is doing 8. So this 18, about 18 or 17 amps coming into the battery. We're like losing 1 amp somehow. All right, guys, to like heat or something. It's not totally efficient, is what I want to say. All right, but there you go. We just fast charged the battery for a few minutes. All right. So the maximum you could probably charge it is like 16 amps. I would say 16 amps. All right. But around like 15 amps, it's already starting to overload, right? Like I mentioned, 15 amps is already 1800 watts. All right. So how much was 18? We were pushing 18, right? So 120 volts. Yeah, 2160. Yeah, that's over 2000 watts. So there you go. The math is right. All right, you can't. That's science, guys. All right, you can't cheat science. So we went over the generator's output. All right, their max output is 2000 watts, but that's not continuous. All right, it can't output that like over a long period of time. All right. It can this generator can reliably do 1600 watts continuous. So what's 1600 watts? Let's see, 1600 divided by 120 volts. 13. So yeah, so like when we got to about 13 or 14 amps, the generator started overloading, right? Could you run it with it starting to say overloading? Yeah, I think it's fine. But yeah. Okay, so we're gonna just let this die, and so that's pretty much the end of the experiment, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's how much I could push with this generator. All right. Yeah, like I said, if I had done the math, I probably could have figured it out. But hey, that's why we conducted an experiment. All right. So, and I just showed you the math and everything. All right. So like 13 amps is about as much as you want to do. Which is about how much this does. This does like 12 amps. All right. I don't know how to restart this. I think you just have to turn it off and turn it back on, and it'll start up again. So yeah. So if I wanted to charge faster, I would need to get a more powerful generator, guys. Like maybe one that could do 2,000 watts continuous, all right, or like 2,200 watts surge, all right. So because that 2,000 watts, that's a surge current. That's not a continuous current, all right. So 13 amps, all right. 13 amps is the max, which is without much more than this can do. So that tells you this is a pretty powerful charger, and this will roast your freaking outlet, man. But I'm not gonna lie, I have appliances that do 1,800 watts, man. Like this air fryer, this thing eats up like 1,800 watts. It's ridiculous, man. So yeah. So is there a way that we can get these two chargers to charge at the maximum? Yeah, like I said, if we were to use a 1430 outlet, if we were to use the 1430 outlet, there's a 1430 outlet right there. Okay, see this? If I made an adapter that splits this into two 515 outlets, all right, the ones that you just plug into the wall, that means it would give you 220 volt circuits, right? And you could push 15 amps through both of them. So that would mean you could charge at 30 amps. And like with this setup, we can't even with this setup we can't even do more than that, all right? The max this setup will do is 22 amps, all right? So yeah, if you had these two chargers connected to a 1430 outlet that you split the phases, then you could do that. You could charge it. We charge at the max power, like 22 amps, and the circuit won't blow. Okay. I think 24 amps is as much as you want to pump through that outlet, and that's pretty much the max. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna plug this into the wall now and charge that to 80%. Okay. Thanks for watching. Katie's Big Out. That was the fast charging experiment on a portable generator, charging my 72 volt Sauron battery with two 72 volt chargers. All right, it works. It's really nice that you can adjust the current. You can fine tune the current on this one. All right, that's what I like about this charger. And yeah, so that's the only way I think you could do it, is if you could change the current. Because if you were just to go full blast the whole time, it would trip the circuit 100%, like it did like for this one. Okay. Oh, I gotta turn the gas off. I was waiting for it to die. It's not dying. I was like, waiting. So anyway, so that's the end of the experiment. All right, thanks for watching. Hayes McGow. I hope it was educational and entertaining. By the way, if you were wondering how long it would take to charge that battery, if it was fully depleted at like 15 amps, it would take 2 hours. All right, guys. Yeah, if it was fully depleted, 2 hours. If we were doing 15 amps, all right. If we're doing 13 amps, a little more than 2 hours. Okay. All right. All right, hey, it's Meg here. Yeah, I'm just trying to squeeze in the shot here. This is another charge experiment video. We're trying to juice this battery up as fast as we can charge using two chargers. All right. So in the previous video, we found out that we can charge anywhere from maybe like 13 to 15 amps with my portable gas generator. Yeah, we maxed out the portable gas generator, but we didn't max out the chargers. So, and then I realized, hey, you know what? If we got two circuits, we could use the full power of each charger, and maybe we could do like 22 amps. All right, that's the max that both of these will do. All right. So I realized, you know what? I do have two separate circuits in my garage. I've got my solar power inverter. All right behind me, this guy. All right, and then I have the power from the garage, the house power. So I was like, oh, we'll just hook one up to each circuit, and then no problem. We won't pop any breakers. Plus, this also can handle 20. Each of the lines on this can handle. Oh, wait a minute, I have to unplug my car charger first. Each of the lines on this can handle 20 amps. All right, so okay, so let's go do it. All right. So I'll just go over everything again. I've got two chargers. All right, I've got the Litespeed bike charger. And then I've got the Qi battery charger, right? This can charge at 10 amps. This can charge at 12 amps, all right? And so what we're doing here is I'm going to plug one into the grid power, all right? So this is the Qi battery charger. We're going to plug this into the house's power, okay? And I'm going to unplug I'm charging my RAV4 right now, so I'll probably blow that circuit if I... Okay, now my Litespeed Bikes charger, I'm gonna plug this straight into the outlet here. Okay, so this is this is powering this right now. Okay, and I have plenty of charge in my batteries right here. Okay, so we're gonna be charging from these guys. All right, these are my battery crates. All right, or battery banks. They're like huge batteries. This is probably can do like 14 kilowatt hours. All right, it's way more power than that thing holds. Okay, all right, and then so we're gonna turn this on. All right, I found out it's better to plug this in when it's powered than to plug it in when it's not powered, or else it'll sparks all the time. Okay, then we got this parallel connector, right? So what this does is allow us to connect these two chargers to the charge port on the battery. Okay, so here we go. Okay, first thing we're going to plug in this here. Okay, so that splits it into two lines. It's in parallel. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is, okay, this is on already. We're going to put this to 10 amps, all right? Okay, and then we're going to crank this one up later. But I guess it doesn't matter because it's not plugged to one source. It's actually plugged to two sources, okay? And then what we're going to do is plug this into the battery. Okay. So this is coming from the Qi charger, all right, and we can use my BMS app to monitor the charging, all right. Okay, so that's charging that. Here's the other one. This is coming from the Litespeed Bikes charger. We're gonna plug that in. Okay, so now we've got one charger on. Okay, it's charging from the house's power. So let's go. Okay, so let's go to the app here. Okay, for whatever reason it's taking a long time to start up. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's at 12C temps. There's 10 amps coming in from this, all right? So you got 9.9 right there, okay? And then so we're gonna turn this charger on, all right? The power's turned down. Okay, there's no power being drawn from the battery yet. I can also monitor the power coming out of this. So right now it's only 100 amps. All right, so we're gonna go, say 5 amps. Okay, there's a 500 watt load on this. And then we're doing 15 amps going into the battery right now. Okay, so let's go even higher. We got 9, all right? So 9, you would think 9 plus 10 is 18, right? Or 9 plus 10 is 19, but we only got 17 coming in. All right, we're drawing 800 watts from this inverter right now. Okay, there's still 10 amps coming in from the house. Okay, there it is. It's charging just fine. There's 76 volts in the battery right now. It's okay, then let's just jack this up all the way. There you go, 22 amps. I did it. We're fast charging the battery, guys. So at 20 amps, I believe you can charge this in 2/3 of an hour. What's 2/3 of an hour? It's 2 divided by 3. 0.6. But you can charge one third of an hour. Right? That's 1/3. No. 22 amps, right? 22 divided by 30.73. All right, it would take or 30 divided by 20. All right, it would take 1.36 hours to charge if this was fully drained. All right, fully drained. Okay. So there you go. Now it's 20 amps though. I guess it's 10 and 10. All right. Does this really do 10 amps? I don't think so. All right, but it did 22 for a while, and then it settled back down to 12. So, all right. So with these two combined chargers in parallel, we can charge at 20 amps. Okay. And then we're drawing 1 kilowatt from the inverter, all right, and it's actually drawing power from the batteries right now. I've got solar power coming in also, so it's using some of that also. All right, but it's drawing about 15 amps for these batteries right now to charge this guy. Okay, yeah, I know we're discharging a battery to charge another battery. That's how it works. You're just moving energy around, right? Okay, so this will charge this pretty fast. That's what I'm gonna say. The thing is, this outlet gets hot, man. Yeah, this wire gets hot. It's not the outlet. The wire gets very hot. That's what I don't like about this Litespeed Bikes charger. Alright, this one doesn't get very hot. This is at 10 amps right now. Okay. It does get a little warm. Okay, with this one is getting hot. I can feel it. Yeah. The wiring for this charger is not good. I need to change the wiring on this thing. The good thing about this charger is you can change the outlet. You can change the wire, alright? So the wire comes off and you can just stick another one on there. You can put a more heavy duty one. This one you have to open it up and solder a new one in. Yeah, pain in the ass. And the fan is kind of busted on it, alright? But yeah, there it is. It's still going at 20 amps. Alright, oh, my compressor just kicked on. Now we're drawing 2,000 watt, 2 kilowatts now. Okay, there you go. So, yeah, I don't know how much longer it'll take to charge. I probably want to get it up to about 80 volts, but I'm just gonna disconnect one of the batteries now, alright? So, will this harm your battery? No, it won't harm your battery. It's, you're charging at less than 1C. It should be fine. 1C is perfectly fine, alright? Now, if the battery was like really hot right now, then yeah, maybe not a good idea, alright? So, I think we were like 12C earlier. We went at 1C already, so, but it could totally handle that, alright? But if the battery was really hot, like after you discharge it really heavily, then yeah, it probably wouldn't be very good to charge the battery, okay? That's what I'm gonna say, okay? Woo-wee! Sucker gets hot, man. Yeah, I don't know what the deal with this charger is, man. But that's why I bought this. This one seems more reliable at higher speeds, so. But the nice thing is you can fine-tune the charge rate on this, the current. So I want to make it like just 15 amps. You can do that. Okay, there you go. So that is the charge experiment to see if I could use 2 chargers to fast charge a battery, and there you go. You can do it. All right. Additionally, what else you could do is you could charge off of the generator, and you could charge off an outlet at the same time and parallel charge the battery. So you could do that also. So if I was somewhere like at a racetrack and they had an outlet and I want to charge my battery super fast, I could charge using this and whatever outlet was around, all right? And so the nice thing about this is I can adjust the current so you don't blow the breaker, all right? If you blow the breaker, then you're not going to be charging at all. Okay, so but yeah, these two things can handle it. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, pretty cool. All right, so now there's 77.6 volts in the battery. Okay, well anyway, thanks for watching. There you go. I was able to faster charge my battery. Additionally, if I had 3 chargers, I could probably triple the charging rate. Okay, but you would need 3 separate circuits. All right. So right now I got, like I mentioned, I got 2 separate circuits. We're drawing power from the solar powered inverter. All right, and then from the house's power right here. Okay, so if I had a 3rd charger, I could charge it like from my generator, right? That would be a 3rd power source, okay? Basically, what you're limited by is the breaker, okay? how much the circuit can handle, all right? This guy, these guys, all right? Because, you know, you're limited by the wiring wherever you're at, right? Because you're just drawing a lot of power. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, thanks for watching. Hazing out. Oh yeah, so by the way, if you're looking for one of these guys on Amazon, I'll put a link in the description where you can buy one of these guys, okay? This is a parallel cable. This is the parallel cable adapter thing that you need to parallel charge the Sur-on batteries, okay, or at least a XT60 a battery with the XT60 connector. All right, you could probably make one. All right, and they sell one that's the other way around. All right, but you don't. That's the one you don't want. This one has, like I mentioned, 2 males and then 1 female. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll put a link in the description.